But in a statewide report, 30% of adult women say they or someone they knew had difficulties getting menstrual products. And it's that report that has state lawmakers pushing for change with Senate Bill 2821. And joining me this morning to talk about the importance of this bill and the greater issue of period poverty is Nikki Ann Yee, the co-founder of the nonprofit Ma'i Movement Hawaii, and Congressman Kai Kahele. Good morning, both of you. Thanks for joining us.
Aloha, good morning.
Aloha, thank you for having us on the show.
Nikki, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about Ma'i Movement Hawaii? I know you guys are a relatively newer nonprofit, and some people might not know about you guys yet.
Absolutely. Ma'i Movement Hawaii is an organization I started with my sisters. We are local grassroots. We started at the end of 2020, and our mission is to end period poverty in Hawaii. We do that through our services by providing reusable and disposable menstrual products. We have gender inclusive and locally inspired education, and we also push for advocacy and systemic change.
I know you guys have been a huge voice in support of this bill. You were actually at the Capitol yesterday testifying. So what can you share about Senate Bill 2821? What is it trying to accomplish?
SB 2821 is a bill that would provide period products in all public and charter schools. It is very special because it includes elementary all throughout high school. It was a bill that was first brought in 2020 by Ilima intermediate students that were experiencing period poverty.
I know when students who are experiencing period poverty, they might not be going to school because they don't have access to these products. Is that something we're seeing here in Hawaii?
Absolutely. When I first learned about period poverty overseas, it seemed like a third world developing country issue where girls and women were not able to go to work or school. But we quickly found that it's happening at the state level and also in the nation. We ran a pilot in 6 schools this academic school year, and teachers reported that 1 out of 4 students were missing full days of school because they didn't have access to period products. Half of the teachers said the students were missing class or leaving school early because of it as well. More importantly, we also saw that when students didn't have access to period products, they used unhygienic alternatives like newspapers, diapers, and even leaves.
Thank you, Nikki. Congressman Kahele, we did not forget about you. We appreciate you being here as well. And I wanted to point out, you've actually signed on to a bill that has been introduced on the federal level, the Menstrual Equity Act for All. Can you tell us a bit about that one and why you think this type of legislation is important?
Well, aloha kahiaka from Hilo. Thanks so much for having me. At the core of it, period products are essential. And like Nikki said, there's 1 in 4 people go impacted without the proper resources. No, teens should be choosing between putting food on the table, paying their bills, or purchasing period products. So at the federal level, supporting my colleague, Representative Grace Meng from New York, the Menstrual Equity for All Act of 2021, this federal piece of legislation will complement what Nikki and the state legislature will do this year in providing flexibility for states to use federal grants and those funding streams on menstrual products for students. It will require Medicaid to cover the cost of menstrual products. It will incentivize colleges to implement free menstrual pilot programs. It will require all public federal buildings to provide free menstrual products in restrooms. And so, this is something that I fully support. And, Nikki and her hard work at the Ma'i Movement, Senators Kidani Ocasio, Representative Woodson, sponsoring Senate Bill 2821 is a great thing for Hawaii. And I'm looking forward to supporting it. As a parent of 3 daughters, I would never want to put my children in a position where they could not access these necessary resources. So at the end of the day, creating access for impacted students and our most vulnerable populations is key to establishing period equity.
Thank you so much for both of you being here and sharing even your own personal experiences with us and why you are supporting these bills. We appreciate you being here.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.
And Senate Bill 2821 actually passed out of committee. So from here, it goes to conference where they need to agree on budget and effective date. And we have more information on Senate Bill 2821, where it goes to from here, as well as that federal legislation on our website, kitv.com. We'll be back after a break. Time now is 6:52. We'll have a look at your top stories.